things that you can do, because you guessed it, if I can do it, it means that you can do it too. If you guys didn't know, I have a bachelor's degree in digital arts and design. I graduated in 2019 and I've never used that degree, right? Last year I checked my life and I was just not happy where I was. And I said to myself, there's something that has to change. There's something that has to change right now. I'm not talking about 2-3 years from now. I'm talking about months. And that's when I decided that I'm going to become a user experience designer. Now, what you're going to see today is the first exercise of many where I'm going to be recording my progress. And the purpose of that is to pretty much use this as a part of my portfolio. Now, it may seem a little self-centered, but YouTube, a big part of this is for me to show you that, listen, if you see something and you want it, don't doubt yourself. You got to show passion. See it? It's not a matter of sitting down and hoping. We can hope all we want. I've hoped many times, and a lot of things I've hoped for has never come to pass. But it's when you start making that step. The first step matters. It's the most important step. That's why I keep telling you guys, if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm only an average little dude that nobody even know in my community. See it? But when I want to get something done, even if I don't have the drive, because a lot of times you don't feel that drive, a lot of times you don't feel that motivation, but you got to just get up and say, listen, it got to be done. See it? Now, hopefully you sit around and be a part of the journey. We're going to definitely stick to our short videos. We're not going to try to test you guys' attention. But anyways, less talking. Let's get this done. What you see here is Sewell Data Solution, a business that I started back in 2017. Initially, the business was supposed to be a cloud storage business, right? Now, my intention was to take people's physical document, turn them into digital document, and they'll be able to access them anywhere in the world, right? That was my intention when I started this business. It would be similar to Dropbox or any cloud services there is out there. But then I thought it over and I was like, well, I don't know if I have the infrastructure, especially when it comes to security, to create any platform like that. So I said, what would be the closest thing to storing documents? And that's when it came to mind, oh, you could make websites. So I learned about WordPress. I learned how to use WordPress, and now I'm a WordPress web page designer. Is it? Okay, so this is Sewell Data Solution. This is my website. And when I was designing this website, these guys were my model. So I kind of modeled my website off of Dropbox. Now again, remember we said Dropbox is somewhat of a cloud service, right? You can store data there, and that is the model that I used for Sewell Data Solution initially when I just started out. So a lot of it came from that. I actually even took the color theme because I fell in love with blue after looking at Dropbox's website. All right, so they were a big influence initially, and then when I started leaning more into creating websites, that's when I started looking at websites like Squarespace. Squarespace is a platform that provides tools for people to make their websites, right? They provide all the tools, they provide everything from storage all the way back to just design templates and all that kind of good stuff for you to make your website. And I started using their model as well. If you notice, like my price and my plan, you see a lot of the things that Squarespace will mention. As I say, a lot of what I mention in my pricing, it's probably going to be right here, because they're the model that I use to model my pricing. The first issue that comes into play is that Dropbox ideal client is not going to be my ideal client. So I created a website to people who would be using Dropbox, for example, which is two different kind of business, right? They're two, I mean, what I do is completely different from what Dropbox does, right? So if I designed my website with the model that Dropbox use, it means that already I am not designing a website for my ideal client. So now we're using a data storage or a cloud storage model for a web design company, right? And then if we went onto Squarespace, what they do is not what I do as well. So now if I'm designing off of Squarespace, their clients or ID client is not my ID client as well, because people are going here with the intention of making their websites. They're not going to get their websites made here. Now, I don't know if they've changed their business model over the years, but I know that they just provide tools and you create your own website. The biggest issue with this homepage is that the design here is not ideal for the clients that I am trying to attract. Now, that's a big part of user experience, right? is to create an application or a website or a product for your ideal client. You should know the ideal user, the person who's going to come to your website. You should know almost everything about them, right? When designing a website application or a product. Now, what I have here is just some information about the company, which is Civil Data Solution, and also a little bit of research that I did. I didn't have to do too much research yet, but the thing about user experience design, you're gonna always have to keep digging for more information because you might think you have an answer, but you're way off. Let's talk about Civil Data Solution. Civil Data Solution is a tech company, right? They provide web design services. Now, their ideal clientele would be people or businesses that need an online store designed, meaning that they're not gonna be touching the design, right? You're gonna be designing it for them. Now, their passion is to provide web solutions that are geared towards helping small and medium-sized online stores gain recognition and trust. Now, words that best describe Civil Data Solution: compassionate, trust, professional, experienced, detail-oriented, and approachable. So now let's look at the problem. What is the problem? And I kind of went through it earlier. Now, Civil Data Solution has not seen much growth since they've established their business in 2018. It's really 2017. Most of the business they have done with clients was through Fiverr, referrals, and word of mouth. They have asked us, which is me, their user experience designer, to redesign their landing page along with the primary menu and footer. They've never made $1 off this website, which means that people are probably coming on it because I can show you the analytics. People visit the site, but when they come, they're seeing it as a Squarespace or a Wix or even a Shopify. Now, if you go on this website and you went down to where the price is and you should select a plan. So what you do, you complete this questionnaire and then it's going to move on to you selecting a plan. Now, for Squarespace, it's not like that. It's not going to be like that. You're going to pick a plan, and more likely they're going to give you a trial. You can hear my kid out there. And you're going to be able to try their tools for at least a month for free, or even 7 days. Is it? Big no-no. They probably went here and they're like, why am I doing this? And then that's where they fell off. No business. So we know what the problem is. Somewhat. We know some of the problem. All right, so who's the user? I say 18 because that's age of consent. That's when you can actually operate any sort of business. I mean, probably about 18. I would say 18. You can be able to make purchases like this. And I use 70. It could be older than that though, because you got people that are way over 70 that can go through the internet and find whatever they want to find, right? Their physical ability. They could be able-bodied or they could be disabled, right? They could also be people with hearing and visual impairment. So they're web competent. They could be a novice, meaning that they probably just know how to search Google. And that's probably how they're going to find our website. To expert level, they could probably know how to use WordPress. All right, so people that might be interested in the website might be buyers. Somebody who's coming there to buy or to purchase a plan. It could be someone that's browsing around with the interest to buy. They still kind of, here or there, they're shopping around for the best deal. It could just be someone like myself, just browsing to gather information. You know what I mean? What is his rates? What's his rate compared to what my rate is? Just to learn how to do a design like that. So the financial status, right? Civil Data Solution pretty much is for businesses on a lower budget, lower to a medium-sized budget. Right? And for the business or the niche, it's people who want a e-commerce website. So this kind of information is just basic. For this user, for the user, it's basic because what's going to happen after this is that we're going to have to create a persona and we're going to show you a living person who would be interested in a website like this. All right. So that's it for today. So pretty much what we covered is we gave an overview of the business. We spoke about their problem is that they have a website that's just not giving them anything. They're not gaining anything from that website. And we spoke a little bit about their users, right? So the next step for me is that I'll be introducing you to 3 people who are going to be using this, who will be using this website. And those people would fall under personas, right? So we're going to be doing 3 different personas for this project. Again, people, thank you very much for coming through. Manners and respect. See you on the next exercise. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.